Hi everyone, it's John here, and I would like to bring this next video to you to explain how you can take a Google Form quiz and embed the quiz into Google Classroom and then get those grades to import automatically once your students are finished. So the first thing you'll have to do is, of course, have your Google Classroom class set up and ready to go. I've got my class here, which is a writing class, and I'm in week 5 right now, but I want to have a quiz on the academic word list for my students that will come out on the 7th, week 7. So what you will have to do, first of all, you have two options here. You can create your own quiz from scratch, but what I prefer to do is create my academic word list quizzes beforehand. So once you have this created here, I've got my list of quizzes, and I want to have this one here. It's quiz 9A. So it's my Wednesday first period class right here. And if you take a look at this one here, there's a few settings that you need to do in advance to make sure that everything imports properly into Google Classroom. So I'll go through those with you right now. This is a 10 question multiple choice quiz right here, based on the academic word list from sublist 9A. So what you would do is you come in here, you can go into the settings, which is up here. It's this gear cog right here. Or you can change the settings. Either one is okay. So I'll bring this up here. The first thing you have to do is you do have to collect emails. So you have to make sure that it's connected to your school. So you'll restrict your users to your particular school and also limit to one response. So that way students can't continuously submit their quizzes over and over again until they get everything correct. Next up with the presentation, I just turn this off right here. I don't want to shuffle this. And then you want to make this a quiz. Make sure that this is selected. So it is in fact a quiz. And it's up to you. You can do a later after manual review, or you can immediately let them submit or see their answers after they've submitted. So once again, collect emails, restrict to users in your organization, and limit to one response right here, and then make sure that it's a quiz. It has to be set up as a quiz. So we'll go ahead and we'll save that. So everything is saved. It's named properly up here, up at the top. So I'll come over here. Now I'm in Google Classroom right now. And inside of classwork, we want to create a quiz assignment. Okay, so we'll go ahead and we'll create a quiz assignment now. And this one is for, I believe it was 9A quiz. Now, by default, it sets up a blank quiz, but I don't want to create a quiz from scratch. So what I need to do here is I need to add this from Google Drive. And we should see this come up. Well, the first one that's going to come up, the most recent one, will be the one that you just edited here. So I'll select this here. You can see it's selected. That's definitely the one I did, AWL 9A. And you want to insert this in here. But then I need to delete this quiz right here. Okay, so Classroom can import the grades for assignments. Grade importing automatically limits each form to one response. But I went ahead and I did select that in the background. Make sure that grade importing is in fact turned on. And let me move mine out of the way. Now up here we can see this is going to my classroom, and all the students will get this. And then I've also got a category that's set up here. Okay, so I've got my there we go. I've got my quizzes all set up as well. So this will go into, I've pre-set up my categories here. It's going to go into quiz 9A. And I don't want this to be a 100-point quiz, but rather a 10-point quiz. And then I also want to set this one up for my due date, which will be in 2 weeks' time. And we'll make sure that we set this one up for when the class will be all finished by 10:30. Whenever your class is finished. Morning, you can set that one. Okay, so you can set up a due date. And now I want to set the topic here. In my topic here, again, I wanted to make sure that this goes into week 7, because that's when my students will take their quiz. Their quizzes will come in at that time. So there is no need for a rubric, because this is this is simply a quiz right here that they're going to take. Okay, so before you assign these things, another thing that you want to make sure is just do a double check on everything. Make sure it's the correct class. Make sure all students get these. The points are correct. They match up with the quiz that you're going to give. And also, I preset my grade categories as well. And then make sure if you need to set a due date, you can set that. And then also make sure that it goes to the right topic here. Okay, so I'm going to have this assign. I don't want to assign it right now, but I'm going to schedule this to come out at a particular time. So I want this to come out on a Thursday. Sorry, actually, this is my Wednesday class in 2 weeks' time. And this will be available. Class time starts at 9 o'clock, so that's when it will be available. I'll go ahead and schedule that right now. Okay, so once I have that scheduled, then I can go ahead and set this up here. Okay, so now that I have my my week 7, my topic 7 should be scheduled. There it is. So it says it's scheduled for May 26th at 9 a.m. And as soon as 9 a.m. hits, this will send out an email to all my students here. And once they take this quiz right here, so I'll show you the previous quiz. So here's one that people have already taken right here. And then once they submit their responses here, it just takes a minute to load up. There we go. So I've got all of my responses that have been submitted here. Okay. And let's see here. So once they submit that back in Google Classroom, or AWL quiz right there, so I can see that it's all turned in. And if I look at my grades, what you would need to do here, once your students submit the assignment here, so the one that I just showed you, the AWL 9A quiz, has not come out yet, but this is one that they've already done. You can click on it here. And what we can do, at first it looks like it doesn't come through. But what you need to do, this is very important here, you need to import the grades. So if you click on import grades, it'll ask you, are you sure you want to import these grades? It'll overwrite the current grades in Classroom here, which just means it's going to, before this, they don't have any grades, but I'm not going to import this because my students already have their grades. I've already done this in the past year. So once you click on import, then it will automatically populate all of your grades in here. So we can see that once I do that, there we go. We've got all my grades have come in, and we have a few students that didn't show up for class here, which is pretty common here. But that is how you can set up your Google Forms quizzes right here. Once again, collect emails, restrict to 1, limit to 1 response. Make sure it's a quiz right there, and then you'll save it. So thank you guys very much for watching this video on how to set up a Google Forms quiz inside of Google Classroom and then import those grades so that they will populate within your Google Classroom class. So if you do have any questions about this, please feel free to send a comment down below. Also, don't forget to hit that like button for that YouTube algorithm. I really would appreciate it. And also, if you know of anyone who might benefit from this video, please do feel free to share it with your friends, family, or colleagues. All right. Thank you very much, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Adios.